This is the Secure Podcast, your podcast for all things love,
family,
entrepreneurship,
and the life that happens in between.
We are the Griffins. I am Dr. Denitra Griffin.
I'm John Griffin Jr.
And we are excited to have you today, G-Tribe. This is part two
Part two.
Finding the Love in Leadership. Do you love me? Do you love me?
Absolutely.
How much?
Let's see. If the earth was infinity, infinity times infinity.
Come on. That's so sweet. I love you too. So we're going to talk about love and leadership. Part two is really how we express our love to each other. How we would like to be shown that we are loved, and what that looks like in the business.
That's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
Because I think our staff see how we love each other and that we love them and love our kids. And yeah, it'll be interesting to share. But
our kids are rotten, spoiled.
Yeah, they're awful. But okay, what can you do now?
My staff is spoiled. I spoiled them, didn't I?
Yes.
I spoiled them.
Yes.
'Cause you came, boy, you were like,
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
They are so spoiled.
Everybody.
Especially to Fair's
everybody, all of them.
They are so spoiled.
Even the day ones.
I don't know what I did to do. I was like, oh man.
I'm like, I'm not hurt. But go ahead. Let's start with our quote.
Today's quote comes from the Holy Quran, and it says, "Had it been a short journey or a quick gain, they all would have crossed." Had it been a short journey or quick gain, they all would have crossed. Meaning that if it's been easy, everybody do it.
Yeah.
So it was talking about struggle. And the Quran also says that your spouse and your children would be a trial for you. So in that vein, it's talking about if this was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah.
Running a business, married almost 30 years, being a father, being a mother. So it's been a short game in their journey. Everybody be doing it.
Yeah.
Dr. Boyce Watkins said, everybody's not meant to run a business, but everybody's meant to own a business.
What?
Boyce Watkins.
Come on, Dr. Watkins.
Yeah, Boyce Watkins.
Get us together.
So I really believe that. I really believe had it been a short game on their journey, we all would have crossed.
Yeah.
So it takes a special type of man and a woman to run a business and still maintain the level of respect and love for each other, because sometimes you may want to strangle me in the business, and vice versa. So
True.
it takes balance. So it's just different.
So how do we demonstrate our love to each other? Not in the business, just in general. How do you know that I love you?
The way you take care of me.
Aww.
In every facet of my life, the way you protect me, the little things you do for me, the way you mother our children, the way you are as a wife.
Aww.
So I know that I'm loved. And if I leave here today, God forbid, I know that I'm loved by my spouse and my children.
Yeah.
No, not them. They don't love me, Nee. They G-Tribe, them kids. They just, my daughter called me. She just get on me. They don't love me.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
My kids don't love me.
No, you're just a sucker. Listen.
I don't know what I did wrong. I tried, G-Tribe. I tried to give them everything I could.
And that's the problem, because I don't. That's the difference. But I love them. I show them love in a different way. And I, I know that you love me.
Silence her. How do you know I love you?
Well, so
see, G-Tribe, I'll just flow with mine. So it come to hers. So you see, that's what I'm talking about.
No.
That's what I'm talking about,
No,
G-Tribe.
you do love me, because every decision that you've made has really been in the interest or the best interest of me and our children. And so that was one of the most important things that attracted me to you early on, was your commitment to family. And so I saw that, and I knew that you would be a great
Okay.
No, I did. I knew, and I was. It was so prevalent at the tender age of 18 when I met you. So I knew that you had a lot of love to give and a lot of love to share. Um, and I know that a man, and I spoke about this in the first podcast,
Hmm.
is a man defines his love by and his manhood by his ability to provide for his family. And
That's
so
correct.
I know that even though I'm able to purchase what I want, and for the most part, for things that I want, and of course have what I need, that is an indicator. Your ability to do it for me is a sign of love. And also, John, what people may not know is that you're kind of domestic, and so and so you cook. I'm like, man, when you cook food, I'll be like, thank you. But you have no problem servicing your family in any capacity.
No
You
capacity.
have
That's
no
true.
problem sharing with anyone your or expressing anyone your true feelings for your wife and your family. And some men are a little reserved about doing that. And so to have a boldness about those expressions of your feelings really makes me know how much you love me. And you
Oh.
say some really kind words. Like you say some really kind words. You do. I appreciate that. I do. So how do we
Yeah, next minute she'd be like, "You gotta come here."
so how do we demonstrate like how does that transfer over to the business?
I think that we generally like being around each other and like what we do, and the people can see phoniness. They can
Yeah.
see fake.
Yeah.
And I think that we really enjoy, we have fun, we have jokes, sometimes inappropriate jokes in front of our guests. You'd
He's
be
so
like,
foul. He
there's
is
guests
so
in the room,
foul.
stop it.
He is so foul most of the time.
I'd be like, come on over here, girl, close that door.
So foul most of the time. Yeah.
No, but I think that people can just see it, and I think that our staff see. And they also see when you and I struggle with decisions, that
Yeah.
when we don't agree on something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not disrespect, it's not but it's like, we could do this better. What should we do better? So they see that as well,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they see that we come from a place. Our intentions is not to hurt each other, disrespect each
Mm-hmm.
other. That we're trying to work through something together.
Yeah.
See, that's
Yeah.
important, and it's
Yeah.
not trying to up one, but trying to work
Yeah.
together, trying to get through
Mm-hmm.
it together,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
that's what's an impediment for the
Mm-hmm.
business.
Mm-hmm.
What if you put that in your forefront? And typically she wins G Tribe, but
Not true.
but that's
Yeah, it
okay.
is true. But so our expression of love for each other um, kind of rolls off onto how we interact with our staff, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
love all my staff, and I show them love, and I show them compassion. We give them advice, we give them direction, and we bring them around to see and show them how things are done.
One thing that you're really good at is taking time for your staff and really listening to them and really trying to help them address some of their personal problems. And I think that's kind of indicative of how you live your life and us in a marriage.
That's right.
And so AGB means always giving back. And so what we found in our role is sometimes when people come to us, our staff members, they're hurt in other ways.
That's right. Oh my
And
God.
so these aren't people that are just necessarily in the office, but when you have over 750 employees and the owners being accessible, there's a lot of value in that. And sometimes um, we can't help everybody the way that they want to be helped,
That's correct.
but oftentimes you extend your space, and share words of wisdom to to the staff. And so that's one of the wonderful attributes that I see demonstrated in our marriage that you extend to our staff members as well.
Yeah, I think that, Colin Powell once said, when your employees start bringing you personal problems, you cease being a leader.
Right.
He said that when I read his book, I read a lot of leadership books because I'm still growing as a leader.
Right.
I make mistakes. But Colin Powell said that, and so I remember that. So I remember that sometimes people just need to listen. And that don't mean they want to just throw their load on you, and you may have the solution.
Right.
So you never know. 'Cause people be sometimes on their brink.
Yeah.
And you never know.
Never know.
So you have to show them love and listen to them and offer advice, offer direction, It's not a secret. Our staff have come to me for everything from money to advice, to help.
Or just direction.
Just direction.
Yeah.
And I've made sure that I've availed myself because I really believe that when I was going as a growing man, that I didn't have those people that can do that for me. But I had, but God put people in my life like Dr. Aladee Shabazz, my mentor, and other people who directed me and loved me.
Right.
Really loved me and worked on me spiritually and worked on me to say, brother, we owe that.
Right.
So as we grow the business, to sometimes just stop and just say, how you doing?
Right.
And although you don't like doing that.
Well, let me tell you. Let me, and I'm glad you're bringing that up because I was going to mention how that was an area where I had to grow, and so so I don't know if you guys know. While John and I were growing the business, and since its birth in 2001, we also worked full time.
Yep.
And so outside of AGB. I was a leader in the educational world. And so that's where I learned a lot of my leadership theories and got practice on the theory.
Oh, yes.
And I would be in my office and my staff members would come to me about their problems. And so immediately as a boss, I am solution driven. So I am thinking when they're telling me what the problems are, I'm like, what do you need me to do? Because I'm already gone. Like I'm gone to trying to solve the problem. What do you need me to do? And so not really hearing to the extent of the message or the undergirding message, I'm trying to get you done really to try to get you out of my office because I got about 10 other things to do.
Right.
And through my development, I learned that you need to pause. And sometimes the conversation with the person is the problem solving.
That's right.
And so the key to an individual into solving an individual's problem is the ability for them to come to their own solution. So they have to be able to evolve to their own solution because if you give them a solution, they're not going to own it and they're going to say, oh, I tried to do that.
Listen to what you told
it
me.
Didn't work. So I had to learn to be patient.
Yeah.
And listen to people.
Yeah.
And then ask those burning questions so that they can evolve to their own solutions. And then impart advice and pearls of wisdom where needed. Yeah.
People need each other. I remember you I said in season 1 in our first podcast how you never know people is maybe on a brink. We had one employee who was looking for a job and he wrote me a Christmas card. You remember? Mm-hmm. And I went to the lobby and he talked to me. I asked him how he was doing. He said, I'm just here to get a job. And we were still in Beverly area. And I told the young man, I said, I'm going to give you an opportunity. We talked for like 10 minutes in the lobby. Mm-hmm. So I told Elder Tyler at the time to hire my HR person to hire him. A year and a half, he came back. And I didn't even remember him. We started growing the business, and he came back to me. He said, I want to give you this card. He said, you didn't know that in the lobby I was homeless. I was living in this shelter. And we talked for like 5 or 10 minutes, and you told me you would give me an opportunity. And I just want you to know that I'm back with my spouse. I have a home.
That is so wonderful.
So, and he wrote me a card. And he was an angel for me as much as I was for him.
That's right.
Because I'm looking to say, why am I doing this? Why am I struggling and trying to build a business and people don't really care? And that was God's way of showing me you're on the right track.
Right.
Keep going.
That's right.
You're doing God's work. You're doing a good
Yes.
thing. So he was more of an angel for just as much an angel to me
Yes.
I was for him. So I learned that sometimes just stop and listen.
Yeah.
And from the death of my godson and my nephew, I've learned that when people call out to you, you never know.
Yes.
You know, G-Tribe, my nephew committed suicide. And it was very hurtful for us. Me and you, we had to go see counseling. You and I had to go actually see a counselor, a grief counselor, to deal with his death. And I learned from there that we later learned it was depression.
Yeah.
And you never know what you might have to do or what you can say to help a person.
Right.
So I say, as much as I can, I'm going to stop and veil myself. You know, and that's what this podcast is about. We can't mentor 10,000 people.
Right.
But maybe we can say something here on this podcast and be helpful for an individual to say, I can do it. And I'm here to tell you, you can do it.
Right.
You will do it. But you got to do three things. You got to decide. You got to commit. And you got to execute.
That's right.
Just decide. So, you know, and there's nothing more powerful than a made up mind.
Yeah.
Nothing more powerful.
And so that when we talk about expressing our languages of love, and so as we've grown, you know, there's way to express your love to your spouse. There's way to express your love to your staff, and also your friends. And so something that I've just you know, tried to adopt is, you know, going back to letter writing. And so sometimes it's not for me. As we're continuing to be blessed and have more residual income, it's the smaller things that are more important to me.
Yep.
And so I enjoy, it's a blessing to me to express to someone in a handwritten note how proud I am of them, how amazing they are. Because we don't do that enough. We don't do that enough. And so just writing those little letters or sending a text message just to let people know that you're thinking about them, I think those little things go a long way in just expressing your love. And even with the staff. So John and I both actually do this when we get into the office. After we hang up our coats or whatever, you just kind of walk the floor.
Yep. On the floor.
Walk the floor.
They look forward to me coming out there.
Listen.
They look like.
And you got to speak to everybody.
Oh, my God. If I miss someone, they be like, what's wrong with you today? I'm like.
And they I give everybody nicknames. So everyone has a nickname and they hold me accountable to it too. But that's just my, you know, my
love
way.
Language.
That's my love language. So I like to be present. You know, I like to, you know, avail myself to give attention, show a personal interest in people's personal and professional growth, because that's very important in the business. And so just those little nuances really help create the culture of the business.
I think so.
Yeah. So since we give out all of this love and attention to other people, I know we kind of touched on this a little bit in part one. How do we keep our marriage sacred?
Well, I think that what I do sometimes is recently learning that what's most important to you is the little things. It's not the big things. It's not, well, she can buy this for herself, but, you know, to occasionally bring you flowers, or
I love flowers.
occasionally just send you a text to say, you know, I love you. Although I think you sent me a text last week and you said, you feed my soul.
Come on.
Or something like that.
Dang.
So I was like, oh, I'm going to
I
get
be
something.
going in.
And I think that things like that.
Wow.
So I think that, and I think that at nighttime, G-Tribe, she likes for me to every night to rub her.
That's right.
To rub her
Yep.
hand, her shoulder,
Touch.
just touch her, So I think that
I'll be
your
sleeping 5 seconds.
our love language is for me just to touch her and rub her. So I know she likes that. So when I get into bed, I just rub her, and she says, "Thank you so much." Or she's sleeping. But one time I tried to kiss her, she was like, she's feeling still on me. I said, "Man," I said, "What the?" I said, "I'm just trying to."
I was in REM.
But I think that the touching, the rubbing, the things that you like, the little
Yeah.
things. I think that like for Christmas, I bought you a piece of art from your favorite artist. Things like that you really like. You don't like,
Yeah.
You like nice things,
I do.
but you like. I want you to be present. I want you to look and know your wife,
That's right.
and then from there, study it. And don't tell me that you can't do it, because everything you study, you were successful.
That's right.
And I am, and you should study me to become successful.
That's right.
So-
That's right. You're doing well. Look at you.
Still studying, man. It's so hard.
It takes a lot of work.
I'm from an F to a D. I'm trending.
No, baby, you're doing
I'm trending
good.
in the right direction.
You
But
are
it's
doing
difficult
good.
because, if you've been married as long as I've been married, 26 years next month, been together 30 years, women change. From 18,
Right.
I know her to I'm not going to give you her age, but
Please don't.
been together over 30 years, 26 years of marriage. So they change. Women change from, 18 to 21, and then 21 to 30, and then 30 to, if they get to 40, they cut their hair off.
Yeah.
They're independent. They like, hey, listen,
And men change too, right? Because you
we
were
stay the same. We basically the same people.
Well, some fundamentals have remained the same, which is what I fell in love with. So those have been constant. But there's also
I don't think you fall in love.
you don't think you fall in love?
I'm gonna give you
You
a
as in
test.
you, or you as in general?
In general. See, she
Okay.
tried to test me. See that? I fall for the test. Do you love me more now than we got married, or you love me not?
Here's the right question.
No.
I mean, here's the
that's
right
my-
here's the right answer.
That's my,
Here's the right answer. I meant to say,
Do
no,
you love me more now or love
now
me
than before?
than we first got married?
So the love has matured in a different way.
Come on, G-Tribe. You hear that?
It's the same.
That's
So
script.
let's be
That's
listen.
script.
Let's be honest. When you first meet somebody at the tender age of 18, you love them. And those things you are infatuated with, you were and still are extremely attractive. Those were, there were some basic characteristics that I fell in love with. Your commitment to family, your commitment to God. Let me finish. You
Come
take a
on,
breath.
Denitra.
No, listen.
All you have to do is answer the question.
No, listen. It's yes, I love you the same. But listen, let's be very clear. Your love grows and develops over time.
Exactly.
There are
So
different
this
variables that come into play.
So this older woman, she's my client, Miss Collins. She asked me, "Do you love your wife?" I said, "I am so in love with her." She said, "No, baby." She said, "You grow in love." And I said, "What do
Isn't
you
that
mean
the
by
same
that?"
thing that I just said?
She said, "You grow in love." I said, "What do you mean by
Yes.
that?" She said, "Do you love her more now or when you first got married?" I said, "Now." I said, marriages now is more than just,
But
I love you.
I can tell
It's
you what
more
I'm looking
like-
forward to, though.
I know, and she told me that. I said, you're right, because as you go old, as you grow together, you grow more and more. You grow in love.
That's what I said. Your love has
You
grown.
like my love has matured in different ways.
But listen,
With a deep voice, like that's supposed to change. That didn't change.
did that change the message?
That didn't change the message.
But when you're young, it's a puppy love because you're just in love with it's new, you're learning, you're like everything is just over the top, overwhelming. And so it is love. But let's be clear. I can't remember which year we were together, and I was very honest. I said, John, love don't pay the bills, right?
She said, she tried to
love
she
don't
said,
pay the bills.
love
So
is not enough.
That's right. Love
I'm
is
like,
not
what?
enough.
What?
Right. So at some point, when you're in this commitment, like you got to produce, because I mean, and it can also play a role in how I was raised, right? And so I knew what I was able to do alone, and we're gonna do this together. We should be, that's double better. So let's lock arms. Let's produce. Let's do this because love is not enough. We need to produce.
That's correct.
And so,
That's correct.
I think through our experiences, but you have to work at love. So it's nothing magical or mystical about it. When you first get together, like everything is fresh and new and you love it. But you have to commit to working and staying engaged and staying committed. And especially while you have a business together, there has to be a piece of it that's sacred. And so for me, as it relates to the business, I feel like I share my husband with everyone for almost everything. And so there's some things that has to be just for me. If I put a jar of candy in your drawer, that ain't for everybody.
Right.
That's for me to come in there and get. So there's just little things that have to exist.
Yes, just for you.
That has to be. Do not call me bae and you calling everybody else bae.
That's right.
So
what's my nickname for you?
So that's for sexy. So
who I call sexy in the whole world?
Nobody else. But we had to get to that. Right? We had to get to that because I am very territorial when it comes to my husband and my family.
Boy.
that is priority for me. And women, part of the G tribe, can probably agree that a woman does not like anything or anyone that comes before them to their spouse.
That's right.
So if you're putting
work, exercising,
AGB in front of Denitra and the children's needs, then there's no way that I'm going to fully be able to embrace it.
That's right. I think that we've done a good job in with some peaks and valleys, because when you married so young, we were not, we were very young, we married, but being able to grow together, grow individually, because the man I was at 21 is different than I am at 51.
Right.
I'm a different type of man.
Yes.
My ideas are different. So I think that the calibration, as well as, so a person told me this. A person told me, say, listen, when you are in a marriage, you got to spend time together, spend time with the children and you, and spend time apart. It took me a while to understand the apart part.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, to me, I was like, what? That's difficult.
Yeah.
So now we take men trips, you take women trips. It's because there's something about the brotherhood and the sisterhood that I can't get the brotherhood from my wife.
That's right.
She feeds everything else in my life, but I need the brothers to just feed
just to have
me,
a different
to have a good perspective, to play golf, to go out, work out, to just get out and laugh and just kick it and work out together. And then when I go back home, I'm fueled with that brotherhood. And I know you need that for the sisterhood. And I know that that's very important. And I think we've done a good job in growing. But you said something earlier and you stopped. You said that, what are you looking forward to?
Oh, what I'm looking forward to?
You said, I know what I'm looking forward to. And then you stopped.
G Tribe, I am the mother of 4 children.
Adults, young adults.
Young adults.
No more kids. Baby 18, college.
The baby is 18.
That's right.
I am looking for, my husband asked me, what am I going to do when Jabril leaves for college?
I'm going to cry.
I'll be okay.
I'm going to cry, though. I know I am.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
That's my boy.
He is, but I'll be fine. I am looking to spend time with my husband.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to. So when folks say, oh my God, you're going to be an empty nester, what are you going to do? Plenty. I'm going to do plenty. I have a lot to do. I have already created and started certain hobbies that I am just bursting with excitement, because for me, as long as I don't have to manage your daily expectations,
Yeah.
I am so good. And I enjoy talking to my children. Like, I enjoy my new role. I am a consultant.
They're like, Mom, you cannot be a consultant.
I
You are a
love
mother.
them.
She's like, nope, I'm a consultant.
I love them dearly, but I am so proud of them. I am very proud of the contribution that you and I are making to society through our children.
Yes, correct.
And I think that
And AGB conglomerate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm talking specifically about that 4-piece.
That 4-piece.
I think that they are great. And I am here on the sidelines just as an enthusiast, waiting to see how their lives unfold. I am their biggest hype man and cheerleader, but I am looking to spend time with my husband.
Right. You always said that.
That's what I'm looking for.
She always said that. So she's been very consistent.
Yeah.
People say, what are you gonna do? What are you doing? What do you want? Spend time with my husband. Spend time with my husband.
Yeah.
Quality time with my husband.
Yeah. And so how do you think that's going to roll over into the business? With all the kids gone.
I think that we've been parenting for 28 years.
Yeah.
And I think that leaving the business and going to do something that we want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I forgot. We just lay in bed and say, what are you doing today? Let's go to the movies. We get up and do things.
Dang.
But now we have to get up. Who watch the kids? Okay. Who's going to take this person to gymnastics? Okay.
Yeah.
What about Jabril's this? His hair looks terrible. Get his haircut. All that's going to be gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, hi, my name is John Griffin. What's your name?
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that chapter. And then
So does that mean that AGB is going to get more of us?
we're going to get more of us.
Oh.
We're going to get more of us.
I'm looking forward to that. Okay,
We gotta get more
G-Tribe.
of us.
He's spot on.
We got to get more of us.
I hope you were able to find a couple of nuggets of wisdom that John and I have expressed today through our Finding the Love in Leadership. It is such an honor, and it's a good place to be able to share the workspace with your spouse. I enjoy his
fun.
company. We do. We have a good time. We do have a good time. And even when we need that space, I think we've learned each other well enough to honor that.
Right. I can't come in the office when she's busy. She'd be like, what? What do you want? So I'm like,
Then I'll call somebody to come get him. So talk to him, meet with him, do something. But I want to go back to your quote that you opened us up with.
Had it been a near gain or a short journey, they all would have crossed.
They all would have crossed. Yes.
So this is not for the faint in heart.
It's not. It's not. But if you work at it,
I bear
decide,
witness.
commit, and execute,
Decide, commit, execute.
all will be well. Thank you so much, G-Tribe, for joining us today. Remember to subscribe to us on YouTube and iTunes and Spotify, and expect to hear from us every other Thursday. That's when the G-Tribe drops, if I'm saying that right, drops the podcast every
Go
other
ahead.
Thursday.
That sounds sexy. Drops.
And then
Boom.
feel free to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. I really love Instagram, and that handle is @Secure Podcast. We're on Twitter, and send us your questions and ideas. You can email me at securepodcast@agbfd.org. Hope to hear from you soon. Take care.
Take care, G.